Well, hello there, and welcome to another video recording session on Excel. This time, I like to share with you Excel's Power Query feature. So I want to I want to walk you through an example using the Microsoft Power Query or Excel's Power Query, and it is really super helpful, practical, and it's facilitating a lot of additional work that anyone working in the data analysis world uh, would say, including myself, obviously, that we spend a lot of time trying to kind of find the source data, bring it in a format, and compile it, and stage it, and make it ready. So that can be useful into, let's say, we're supporting reporting systems, any kind of business intelligence reports, or any other processes. The data must be in a format that would be useful. But we spend, according to research, a data analyst would spend the bulk of his or her time, almost 80% or close to it, by doing those kinds of things, activities. And after that, once the data set is ready to go in a desired format and everything, then okay, we can do things with it, or our users can do stuff with it, like calculations, analyses, and also we present the data in a format that is useful, and consumable by the end users, such as executives utilizing dashboards, business intelligence reports. Again, the bulk of our work is being compiling and reformatting and staging and putting the data together. Uh, Microsoft came up with Power Query, which, in my opinion, is utterly helpful. It's a wonderful tool. So let's start. All right. Any Excel version greater than, I think, 2016, if I'm not mistaken, has including 2016 and above, has this in built in under data menu. So I go to data menu and I go to get data, and as you see, it's giving you a lot of options. You can extract data from uh, any of these text files, XML source, JSON, PDF, from databases, from SQL Server Access Database, from analysis services, which is SQL Server's analysis services. So for the sake of this example, I will go and fetch data from folder. And my folder is located on desktop. I name that as Power Query Files. Click Open. Now, what it did is it went into that location on my desktop, and there are in that folder right now 5 files. Those are all CSV text format. So it's, as you see, it's showing the location and attributes, and create all the attributes associated with those files. So now at this stage, I'm going to go down to combine option, and I will choose combine and transform data option. So I'm running that. All right, and the next thing is it creates this view, and it's just showing you the format. This is just a view based on the source data. That's how it's going to look like, the column structure, column names, and all that. And I'm going to take basically the given setup as it is. I'm not going to make any modifications here, and I'm going to click OK. So following this step, Excel is going to open this editor. This is Excel's Power Query editor. So in this editor, I want to further look at what I'm playing with, what I'm working on. So as you see, the column structure, the field names and everything are exactly representing what we have in the source. So now there's one thing I want to look at here before I actually bring it into Excel. We're not right now in Excel, we are in the editor, Power Query editor. So I'll look at this date. column. So the formatting of it is a European format, the day, month, and year. But I'm in US and I want US date format, month, day, and date. So if I try to change it here by going into this option, data type uh, option, and choose date and replace the current column, what it shows is here, as you see, a bunch of errors. Some of them are in the format I desire. Actually, it's not. I'm sorry. It's still in the same format and a lot of bunch of errors. Obviously, I can't work with that. So what I will do is this. On the right hand side, you're seeing under the query settings pane, it added under the applied steps. This shows the changes that I do on those applied to those columns. Well, this refers to that one, but obviously I don't like it, so I'm going to remove that. So I'm not going to apply it. So how do I do that? Now here's at this stage, this is a good opportunity to show that the powerful feature, the powerful function that the Power Query is offering. So to do this, um, I will go into the Add Column option right in the menu items here, Add Column. And when I choose that, when I select that, see the items change in the ribbon. I'm going to go into Column from Examples. It shows two options, and I'm going to choose from Selection. Notice that my selection is an order date column, and I want to use that as a example. So it added a column here, named column 1, blank column, and it's waiting for me to enter a couple things here. So it says here, enter sample values to create a new column. So I'm going to do this. Again, this is the column that I have a problem with, the dates. And I want them in the US date format, simply. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to double click here, and I will manually enter, what is the first date? 05 24, the year 2018. And the next one is 07 14 2018. As you notice, after the second entry, Power Query figured out the pattern because it's using as a sample column this order date, and then by me entering those two manually, it is basically understanding the pattern of it, and is populating the rest of the column, rest of the cells as such. So that's good. I'm happy with that, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to click OK and see that it is actually populated and it's available right now. I will change the name from column to date, and with that, I can delete this because I don't need this anymore. I just created the format, the date format column in the format that I wanted. So I'm going to delete that. So here, notice that on the right hand pane again, it shows the status, the removed column. That I made a rename column. I call it date, and I just removed this other original column. So with that, I go to Home menu item, and here's the option. It says Close and Load. You do that once you're happy with the setup here, and then that's what I was trying to do, and I was able to accomplish, to do what I wanted to do. I put the US format, so I'm gonna click. There you go. I'm gonna choose that. So it's gonna go ahead and populate the actual spreadsheet. We were in the editor, and now we left the editor option, editor scene, and we are now back to Excel. And let's see if I want it the way I want it. Column M, it shows the days in the format that I want. And do I still have the editor? column. It was, remember, it was showing, it was saying as order date. It's gone because I removed that. So there you go. This is what I wanted to do. But let me show you something else. Notice that, the how many files I have. Okay, I have 1 through 5. Division 1 through division 5. Those 5 files are here. I want to show another functionality that Microsoft Power Query is offering the user. So let me go back to my source data. Actually, it is here. Those 5 files are these. Okay, and now let's say we're adding 2 more files to this location. Now I have 1 through 7, right? 1 through 7. And I'm going to go back to Excel. How do I get those 2 files that added and that I'm compiling on this single tab? Imagine that if we were doing this without using Microsoft Power Query, I would be doing, probably, a lot of people would be doing something similar. You'd be going into either opening manually the location, the source file in the location, copy and paste into this, and of course, there's a lot of in-between steps to make the formatting in the same, the compatible formatting, right? Or maybe some kind of a VBA procedure to do those things. Getting into the location, opening it, formatting it, putting it. A lot of work, a lot of work, a lot of work. Look at this now. I just added, remember that I just added 2 new files in the source. All I have to do now is right click anywhere on the spreadsheet, and then there's a refresh option. Click on that. Now I'm going to go back to column A. Look at this now. 6 and 7, those 2 I just added to the source location have been added to my spreadsheet. So this is the power, this is the functionality. I mean, this is, as you see, guys, it's offering a lot of power. This, if you're working as a data analyst and on a day in and day out, every day you're dealing with these kinds of, idiosyncrasies of the data world. There's a lot of headaches as anyone who's been, working in this field. And Microsoft Power Query is basically offering this, and you just get the idea. You can get data from any source, whether it's a website, any other Excel file, text file, Access database, Oracle database, SQL Server database, any other database, whatever the format, it is basically getting into it, making the connection. Remember that in old days, you had to make manual connections using the database connectivities. You got to create settings and all that. So it's doing that all for you, and bringing the data into a desirable format that you can present and you can use. So this is, again, Power Query, which comes with the Excel, which is under data. The other, there's a query option here. It's coming with that when you're looking at that Power Query. It gives these kind of controls, and there's also Power Pivot. This is another powerful feature that Excel offers. That was, I think, the before 2016. It was not available. It was available as a separate add-in. I remember that using 2010 with Excel 2010 as a separate add-in, but now it's coming. It's available also. You can start Power Pivot from the add-ins under the file menu options. Going to add-in com, you select com, and then you can add that. The primary advantage of using Power Pivot is, as you know, the traditional pivot function uses only one table as a data source, one table only. Whereas with Power Pivot, you can bring in several different tables, and in one single pivot table, the source can be multiple data sets, and it gives you actually an editor where you can actually see your data sources as tables, just like in similar to Microsoft Access, the like a data model feature of it. You can put the tables. You can see the relationship between those tables. It's very similar to it. And by utilizing that function, one can use that uh, powerful feature, which is the pivot table, using multiple tables as a data source. So Microsoft Excel now is offering all these powerful features. Is making it a way more effective tool. And one more thing I was going to add, the Power BI, which is not the part of the Office family, but as Microsoft Power BI is a separate, I call it business intelligence tool. It is also utilizing the same Power Query. The Power Query that you just saw me doing, it is also available in Power BI. All right, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope we'll meet at another video session. Thank you very much.